The Tigers have a disappointing start to the season, and the only Michigan teams remaining in the NCAA tournament are the men. Today is Friday, March 28th. From Ave Maria Radio, this is Michigan Mornings. Good morning, I'm Matthew Handley. Let's begin with the news. United Auto Workers President Shawn Fain is on board with President Donald Trump's 25% tariffs on imported cars. He says it's a step toward ending, quote, the free trade disaster. Brian Shook has more.
Shawn Fain has been critical of President Trump in the past. This comes after Trump announced the tariffs on automobiles and light trucks imported into the United States beginning April 2nd. Fain noted that progress would also mean union rights for auto workers across the United States. He said the UAW has been clear that it will work with any politician willing to deliver results regardless of party. I'm Brian Shook.
We'll have more on the tariffs in the second half of the program. Michigan State Police say an 8-year-old Amish girl has died and her 12-year-old brother was seriously injured after the buggy she was in was hit from behind by an SUV near Lawrence Township on Wednesday morning. Paul Landeck lives near where the crash happened and says people there are used to seeing the buggies.
They always have signals you can see. They have flashing lights and stuff on them, and they stay to this side of the road, and everybody knows they're here.
The crash happened just after 8 a.m. when the buggy was going north on County Road 215 near 60th Avenue. The 31-year-old woman from Matawan who hit the buggy was arrested on suspicion of being under the influence. In Branch, Hillsdale, and St. Joseph counties, a new grant is funding public service announcements on billboards and gas pumps, warning people to look out for buggies. The Wayne County Sheriff's Office is changing their policy on working with federal immigration officials when they are housing an individual who is accused of being in the U.S. illegally. The policy removes language that forbids jail employees from holding an undocumented immigrant for ICE if the agency cannot provide more than a federal detainer or administrative warrant. The jail will still require a federal arrest warrant from a judge to hold an undocumented immigrant. The county is not confirming if the changes were made in connection to the state house adopting a rule that would withhold funding from sanctuary communities. And the University of Michigan Mathai Botanical Gardens is urging the public to be kind to snakes found on the property after a snake was found intentionally killed. The garden shared a post on social media after finding an eastern Saginaw rattlesnake that appeared to be hit with a blunt object. Officials say the snake is native to Michigan's Lower Peninsula and are a protected species, making it illegal to kill them. The gardens say the snakes are not aggressive and are only known to strike when they are hunting or for protection. You're listening to your local news and weather on Ave Maria Radio's Michigan Mornings. Now this.
The leading Catholic voices are on EWTN Radio.
We want listeners to see that God has a unique and unrepeatable plan for their lives and how to rejoice in the work God's doing in their hearts and in their homes.
God wants to set us free to live more abundantly. More to Life explores what that really looks like, living it out in our everyday life and relationships.
More to Life with Dr. Greg and Lisa Popchak.
In Detroit today, showers are likely in the morning and the early afternoon. Otherwise, we'll have mostly cloudy skies with a high near 66. Tonight will be partly cloudy and lows will dip to 59. Tomorrow, we can expect a chance of rain in the afternoon. Our high will be 69. Sunday will be rainy with a high near 64. Monday, rain is likely in the early morning hours and during the commute. We'll have mostly cloudy skies. It'll be cooler with a high of 51. In Saginaw today, showers are likely between 11 a.m. and 5 p.m. Outside of that, we'll have cloudy skies with a high near 60. Tonight, we'll have some scattered showers in the area, and our low will dip to 54. Tomorrow, rain is likely in the afternoon. It'll be mostly cloudy otherwise with a high near 59. Sunday will be rainy with a high near 58, and Monday, rain is likely in the early morning hours, and during the commute, it'll be mostly cloudy and cooler with a high near 45. In sports, the Tigers lost their season opener by one run last night against the Los Angeles Dodgers in California. They will stay in LA through Saturday. In sports, the Tigers lost their season opener by one run last night against the Los Angeles Dodgers in California. They will stay in LA through Saturday and then head to Seattle on Monday. Their home opener in Detroit will be on Friday, April 4th. In NCAA basketball, Michigan State women's team fell to the North Carolina State Wolfpack earlier this week and are out of the tournament, ending their run for the year. In the men's tournament, Michigan State takes on Ole Miss, and Michigan faces Auburn today in the Sweet 16. Welcome back to Michigan Mornings. I'm Matthew Handley. The stock market has been volatile as the Trump administration rolls out new tariff policies. Shares in automakers like GM, Ford, and Stellantis were particularly hit hard after President Trump signed an executive order calling for 25% tariffs on foreign-made cars and trucks. Certified financial planner Doug Flynn talked to News Nation about how the stock market is reacting.
GM's down the most of those three because they do the least in the United States. They import more than the others, and more of it comes from Mexico, which is really what the issue is. And I think it's not even so much the cars themselves. You're starting to see this play out into the auto parts area as well. The auto parts stocks got hit really hard because that's coming as well. The 25% tariff is going to hit for the auto parts in May. So it's really a combination. And really what happens is they have to consider whether they're going to retool, what they're going to do, and it's not very clear yet because it's on again, off again. It keeps changing. It's very hard to make long-term, very high capital expenditures with the constant changing that's going on. But it's going to impact sales, I think, and prices are going to go up, and people are going to feel it. There's no question. A lot of this is going to get passed down to the consumer if it lasts anything more than just a short period of time.
The president says the new tariffs are designed to increase domestic manufacturing of cars and auto parts. And the Michigan Knights of Columbus has donated its 100th ultrasound machine to a pregnancy center in Oxford. Since 2009, the Knights have been raising money and donating ultrasound machines across the state. This machine was presented to Oxford Pregnancy Clinic by the Michigan State Council and the Father Thomas R. Carey Council, 4764 in Lake Orion. I'm Matthew Handley. That's going to do it for this edition of Michigan Mornings on a Friday. Lord willing, I'll talk to you again on Monday. Until then, goodbye.